Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro will show us how one man truly does become the Crown Prince of Crime through a very odd origin story in this year's cult classic film, Joker, directed by Todd Phillips. Welcome to Luigi Cinema. I'm your host, Luigi Universe, and today we're talking about Todd Phillips' Joker, starring Robert De Niro and Joaquin Phoenix himself. Now, does Joker measure up to the other Jokers in the whole entire saga? Well, Joker is a story about Albert Hex, a man played by Joaquin Phoenix who does not have the usual life and he's not a usual person, plus also suffering from a lot of mental illnesses as well as some disabilities to grant his cause, and the reason how they're brought in is a lot darker than you think that it would be. And this film conveys that very good, especially since this film is written by Todd Phillips, the director himself, and also Scott Stover. This film definitely shows the darker side of how one man can go. Joker truly triumphs in storytelling, and that is above all what makes this movie so great, is the story conveyed by what's going on in the film. Joaquin Phoenix really captures who the man is behind the makeup of Joker. Now, of course, I always think that, and a lot of people would agree with me, comic book readers and such not, we all agree that Joker should be unnamed. A man who doesn't have a name, but a man who is more identified by his makeup. And through this film, the director really shows how Albert does no longer become Albert anymore. He falls through the cracks of his life and ends up becoming the Joker. Joker is above all should be treated as pretty much a horror film because that's almost what it is conveyed as. That this is no way, supposed to be a supervillain, superhero film, and it's not brought out as such. Even to the point where even Thomas Wayne becomes the main character really starts to drag it down. And even to the point where Albert's mother, Penny, was really lying to him and showing that she doesn't care about what happened to her son when Albert finds out the truth, clearly has some motivation that she's hiding the truth from her son because of some reason. And her problem is, in her delusional state, she keeps blaming the wrong person. I love how Todd Phillips really captures every origin I know of for Joker. He really did his homework, he did his research, and that's what makes it so much better. But I have to say, for Joaquin Phoenix Laughter, while it doesn't hold on par to both Heath Ledger and also Mark Hamill, it's in a league of its own. It's very uncomfortable, it's very disorienting. It almost sounds like a banshee type of laughter, and it really makes the whole thing connect together and become uncomfortable. Even the city itself feels like a character, and I know that most of this was shot in New York City, I think in the Queens area. But the way how the director makes the city look and feel really conveys to the character of Albert. When we first see him, the city is not that bad. It almost feels like Albert in a way. It has its ups and downs. But as Albert changes, the city does too. It becomes more dirty, more grimy, more crime-ridden. And that's where I feel that the film also succeeds in is by showing like what the city looks like as Albert is changing into the Joker as we know. This film has a lot of surprises for us, but one of the best ones is the Todd Phillips when he performs different scenes that take time. This is not a very sped through film. This is not a very paced film. It's very almost like slow brought. And that's what really takes its time because it's trying to show us how the Joker got to this place. What happened to him before he got into makeup. And I think that this is a really good origin story for the Joker. Even better than, what we were given in Batman '89 by Jack Nicholson. That this is a better origin for him. I will admit though, that the fact that they don't convey his chemicals and the fact that they don't bring up his true origin story of being a criminal known as Red Hood really doesn't need to be in this film, although I would have enjoyed it. But the fact that they bring up Joker's a really bad comedian, but he wants people to laugh at his jokes, that is what really is conveyed in this film. And even Joaquin Phoenix, God bless him, really goes to show us the downfall of a man, how skinny he is, how broken he is, how, he barely eats anything, what, is happening. And rather than killing himself mentally, he's killing himself physically before he rises back into the film as a total. I have to say, while Robert De Niro is not in this film that often, it is amazing when he's on screen as I forget what his name was, but he's a stand-up host very similar to Jay Leno and Jimmy Fallon. I think that they use the old Jay Leno stage up in the up in the Channel 13 headquarters. I'm pretty certain it looks really familiar to me, almost looks like something I've seen before. Joker gets a high regard for me, and it is one of my favorite films of this year by far none. If you haven't seen Joker, I highly recommend it. It gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets 5 stars from Time Out. It's called a masterpiece by IGN, and you know what? I can't deny that. So tell me what you guys think about Joker down in the comment section down below. If you've seen it, if not, please try to pick it up when you can. It is a masterpiece film. And it's one of my favorite supervillain origin movies that we don't see a lot of even in superhero movies as well. So until next time, I'll see you back here on Lazy Cinema. This is Lazy Universe signing out and saying, remember, that's life.